The key weapon of a Jedi Knight is a lightsaber. So today I'm going to teach you guys how to do one of the most iconic lightsaber spins from all of Star Wars. This move is called the Obi-Annie, and it is reminiscent of this scene. And while it may look complex, it's really not that bad. Master Kestis has got you covered. With that being said, there are going to be a few basic lightsaber movements that you're going to want to already have down pat before you jump into this. They're pretty simple. There's probably other videos on YouTube. I didn't feel like I needed to cover them, so we're just gonna go straight in. For the spinning, I will be using a Padawan Outpost Fallen Mark II, I think. I did a custom weathering job on this, so if you wanna find out how I did that with this exact lightsaber, there'll be a little card popping up right now. And that being said, you don't have to do it with something expensive like this. I like these personally. I like the weight. I like the smooth swing. It's more immersive for me, but this can totally be practiced with a broomstick or just a cheap little flick out lightsaber. That's what I grew up on. Whatever floats your boat, whatever flies your Stinger Mantis. In my case, it's Grease. But without further ado, let's get into it. Let's get Jediing around. If only BD1 were here. Okay, so the first move is going to be basic spin. Just rotation of the wrist. Very simple. Just let it fall and roll. The next move you're gonna want down is a figure 8. Same falling and rolling motion, but just on either side of the body. It's also good to be able to do this reverse, maybe to help loosen up the wrist a little bit, but here's what you guys are actually here for. First move is you're going to basic spin behind the back. Okay, practice that. I like a good square stance with one foot behind the other. It just helps with moving because you are going to need to move your hips quite a bit, but start with a basic spin behind the back, okay? And you can practice this all the time. You can just keep going like this. If you're new to lightsaber spinning, it will feel like kind of ratchety, like it's not going to be a very smooth motion, but eventually, like you can just walk around the house doing this. That's what I did to learn. And eventually it just becomes smooth like butter. Like a Cal Westis undercover. The next one is going to be from this basic spin here. You're going to basic spin and then lead into another one, but as you're leading into it, turn your wrist down like this. So we'll go, and then as it's coming down, the blade is going to want to follow that motion. You're going to want to bring it up behind your back and think not with your arm here. Don't move with your arm, move with your hips. So instead of doing this motion, do this motion. Recap that for you. We're going to go basic spin. From there, bringing it down, hips, a basic spin in front of the face with your wrist facing this way. So just do this for practice. Basic spin, come down, around, over, and then repeat. Now, when I was first learning this trick, the hardest part was this transition in here and making that smooth without literally like decapitating myself or cutting off a leg and having a bad day, quite frankly, because when you hit yourself in the shin, it freaking sucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your fifth one is a repeat of the first one. Just break it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like that. And as soon as you just keep practicing and loosening up that wrist, you'll be able to just whip that sucker around. It is going to take time to master this. You are not going to go from youngling to Jedi Master within a couple of hours. I recommend going outside, going on the back porch, or just in a big area where you have lots of space to not whack expensive things. The temptation to just destroy everything in this room, the pure chaos that can be caused with a plastic rod with LEDs is insane. Like, I can just break everything in here. I can't even remember how many times that I've hit myself with a lightsaber or hit something else with a lightsaber and gotten really freaking frustrated and almost fallen into the dark side and killed some kids. But that's the thing, is you gotta just keep going, you gotta keep practicing, because eventually it'll become nice and fluid. And one of the best things about the Obi Annie spin in particular is that it can lead into a multitude of different things. So whenever I'm just spinning my lightsaber out on the beach or just having a good time with some buddies, you know, these basic movements, the basic spin, the figure eight, and the Obi Annie can lead into a transition piece for any lightsaber move. One of my personal favorites is going from basic spin, Obi Annie, basic spin, Obi Annie, one of these bad boys, reverse figure eight, and then leading into one of these. It feels so fluid, and I love it. I feel like this tutorial's been all over the place. Good Lord. Well guys, that is going to wrap up today's video. I hope you learned something about lightsaber spinning. Remember to stay in the correct mindset with this. Stay in that Jedi mindset of practice, practice, practice. It will get you through it, and you will be able to do some really cool stuff with a really expensive toy. I hope you guys have a Force-tastic rest of your day. That was awful, and I will see you in the next video. Comment down below if you want more lightsaber tutorials. They are a blast to create. I will see you next week, and as always, may the Force be with you.